Good morning. Hi, how are you? Today we're going to be doing a review on the Netflix movie White Tiger. This movie came out, I think, around January 13th, but I got the opportunity to actually watch it last night. There has been a lot of talk about this movie because it's based off a book by a popular Indian author, and I believe the book won some awards. This book came out in 2008 of the same name, and I believe the author's name is so scared I'm going to mispronounce, Aravind Adiga or something like that. The genre of the movie is crime drama, and the main cast of the movie are Adarsh Gourav, who acts in the role of Balram Hawan, Priyanka Chopra, who acts in the role of Pinky Madam, Rajkummar Rao, who acts in the role of Ashok. The plot of this movie is basically a very young, intelligent man, young boy didn't get an opportunity to pursue his educational goal because of the socioeconomic. He was from a very poor family. So he was forced to stay behind to assist his family. As he grows up, he comes up upon a position to work in the role of a driver for a very wealthy family. He uses some slyness and cunningness to get that job, and then it follows how he continues using cunningness to get ahead within the family, to get integrated within the family, get access to certain information within the family, and get really close to people within the family. But through it all, the socioeconomic keeps on playing a role in how far he goes and where he is. It talks very, very much based on the caste system, which again is tied to the socioeconomic. So the caste system basically is, something that divides people within a society. Sometimes is based on who your family is, what their background is, your family's history. But in India, normally it's based on that as well as the color of one's skin. But in terms of the way this book and the movie is structured, is based on whether you are poor or whether you're rich. So whether you have a big belly or whether you have no belly. So that was a very interesting concept that was being discussed, and we'll go talk about it a little bit more. So basically, as he integrates himself in the family, he is, a spectator in when a crime occurs, someone is killed, and instead of them to take responsibility for that thing is pushed onto someone else. And at the end of the day, he doesn't get any, that person doesn't get any reward for this act that he performs. So this brews a lot of anger within him, and he decides that he's going to strike back and he's going to look out for his own interest. And so this movie shows how he strikes back and how eventually he wins. So there are many themes discussed in this movie, from, of course, the caste system and the socioeconomic, which I have mentioned several times, politics and governments, how the idea of servants and how they are treated in society, and what happens when a servant decides enough is enough. So, for example, in his case, he was a servant, and so under normal circumstances, he's actually a non-person. He's considered as being a non-person. So his whole being should have been in serving his master, the same with his family. But he chose that I'm not going to be this. I'm going to be the white tiger. And the white tiger is an unforeseen thing that comes up every generation. So it's an abnormally. We don't have white tigers, but when you see it, it comes every generation and it changes the balance of things. So he decides that he's going to change the balance of things. And to change the balance of things, he commits a crime. Now, my issue with this book is the question that kept on running through my mind is, did he have to commit this crime to get ahead? And this book and this movie doesn't really answer that question, because he had the opportunity to go. He had gotten some money, so he could have taken his life in a different direction. But if he did not commit the crime, if he did not steal someone's identity, which is a second crime, he would not have been able to reach the height that he did in having such a large business and taking care of so many people and becoming a well-known entrepreneur in India. Now, it talks about the servanthood again in terms of how the poor look to their governmental officials. So you vote these people in with the idea that they are going to look out for your interests. You're standing on the promises that they make. But what ends up happening is that these governmental people that are voted in tend to tie themselves to the rich. So they help the rich get richer, and while on the backs of the poor people. So he decides to fight against it, and he fights against it in such an awful way. So at the end of the day, I'm actually left with several questions. Do the poor have to eat the poor? Were there other alternatives? Are we encouraging this behavior? Because at the end, he seems actually proud of what he does. I think he was a psychopath, but what do I know? And at the end of the day, we just left with, why is it that Ashok had to take responsibility for everything? Why did he go out of his way to match Ashok's personality when it wasn't Ashok that actually committed the first crime? So till next time, take care and God bless. And I'm going to leave you with a saying by Aristotle, which says that poverty is the father, or poverty is a parent of revolution and crime. Till next time, take care. Ciao.